Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, as always. That seems to be my catchphrase for this channel. It has been a strange journey this past year, but first, before we get into all that, I just want to wish you the most happiest of New Year's, and I hope you have an amazing 2024, and I hope 2023 was good to you, and I hope that if you do celebrate Christmas or the festive period in any way, that it was fantastic. So I am here to talk about 2023 and my plans for 2024 and for this channel. And I know I've kind of done a couple of these videos and then I kind of disappear, and yeah, that's been my 2023. So I'm going to talk a little bit about 2023. It was a very challenging year. So I started this channel last year with the view to document my weight loss journey, my fitness journey, kind of overall health journey, make myself accountable, and that really did not go as planned. I was supposed to be posting a video every week with an update of how I was doing and challenges I'd faced and achievements I'd hit and all that kind of stuff, and it just never happened. It went a lot off rails, and I think some of that was to do with I had 3 trips to America and a family holiday, and they really threw me off. Every time I kind of like got on track, I ended up going away somewhere, and I had other things happen in life as well that just took me kind of off what I wanted to do. So I'd got to a point where I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wait till the new year, restart it as I meant to do, make some proper plans as to what I want for this channel. So that's what I did. One of the reasons I didn't tend to keep up with my weekly videos as well was because I was traveling so much and living in hotels, which is really difficult to eat whole foods, plant-based foods. What I was finding is I would get on track, then I would go away, and because I was going to somewhere like America where it's actually quite hard to get a lot of vegan foods. Like we went to Vegas in November and most places didn't have vegan options, so we ended up on fries, and if they did, it tended to be a burger, which, you know, it's not fantastic. I did have a fridge in the room and we were able to make ourselves some salads and some sandwiches and stuff like that, but to make anything filling and substantial, there was a lot of bread involved because obviously there was nothing to cook with, so it was relying a lot on what I could make. So I did make sandwiches when I was there, and when we were in Vegas I actually took over with me some muesli, which I can get over here, which I know has no oil in it. It's whole food, so I took that with me and bought some almond milk which I could keep in the fridge and ate that for every day, so I had a good breakfast instead of going down to like the restaurant and eating breads and toasts and butters and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I actually had oats and things for my lunch because I was in Vegas for a conference rather than actually just going to Vegas for a holiday, so that was okay. But I got a bit sick of myself having to record a video saying, well, I've not been on track this week because of this, this and this, and I've not been on track this week because of this, or I've gained weight, and it just got a little bit annoying for me to just kind of post the same video, so I kind of stopped posting. But on New Year's Day, me and the husband went out for a coffee and I took all my stuff with me to plan what I want to do for this channel and for my writing, because obviously I work from home as a writer, and so we went out and had a really good planning session, and this channel was one of those things we talked about. And the whole reason for me to create this channel was because when I first discovered eating Starch Solution style, whole foods, plant-based style, and searching people's channels, I found loads of useful information. There was plenty of people like Plentiful Kiki and High Carb Hannah and Broccoli Mum and Chef AJ and so many more people who have achieved their weight loss and fitness goals and health goals and, you know, really feeling where they want to be with their food and health. But their channels, from what I've seen, seem to be started when they'd achieved their goals, which wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for someone on their journey rather than on a maintenance journey. So the whole point of me creating this channel was for someone in the future who's starting their journey to see someone at maybe their biggest weight, their unhealthiest place, going through the whole journey with all the ups and downs. The other one was to make myself accountable, and so I said that to my husband, that's what I want. So we decided that I was going to make a weekly video regardless of how my week went, whether I lost weight, gained weight, was unwell, ate pizza every day for a week, which I don't do, but you know, just in case. And it's literally a documentation of my journey and some accountability, so it helps me and hopefully benefits anyone watching it in the future. So that's the idea. I also have my Instagram, which again I stopped posting because I eat a lot of the same foods. Like I always have 90% of the time I'm either eating overnight oats or cooked oats, and it's usually with the same kind of fruit. So I was like, well look, here's another picture of my bowl of oats. But I have to remember I'm doing this for me, and I'm not really doing it for anyone else, although it is there for someone in the future. So one of the other things was that I'm going to post on my Instagram every day what I'm eating, and if I am eating the same thing for breakfast every single day, then so be it, that's what's being posted, and it's just to keep myself accountable. The other thing I am going to do on my Instagram though is something I'm going to call a snitch post. So I want to be eating whole foods, plant-based. I want to be following kind of the Starch Solution, getting a lot of the healthy starches in, a lot of the vegetables, eating calorie, you know, with the idea of this calorie density. And it's not really with the goal of losing weight, it's the goal of feeling healthy. When I eat this way, I feel better and the weight comes off, because I do carry more weight than is healthy for my height and age, and it does need to shift, and I do need for it to go away. So the goal is to maintain this healthy diet and have the weight loss as the side effect of eating healthy. So I've set myself some goals, and those I will talk about on the channel. So one of them is to post a weekly update regardless of how my week went. The other one is to post on my Instagram at least once a day. So I'm going to aim to try and post all 3 meals a day, but if I only post once a day, that's totally fine. But I need to be posting on there every day for my accountability, because it keeps me going and keeps me keeping in mind what I want to achieve. And then I'd say the other one is going to be snitch posts. So one of my trigger foods is toast and butter. If I am hungry and at the point of ravenous, I will just devour toast and butter. And I'm not talking 2 slices, I will have loads of slices. In fact, I will have bread and butter while I'm waiting for the bread to toast. And so what I want to do is kind of have these snitch posts. So when I'm eating stuff that I don't want to be eating, the junk food, the processed food, then I'm going to take a picture of it and put it on my Instagram and kind of snitch on myself, and I'm not using it as a shame, I'm using it to be aware of what I'm doing, because it's so easy to forget the food that we've eaten through the day and then wonder why at the end of the week we've gained weight. And so I will have a document of, oh well, I had an ice cream and I had a pudding and I had toast 3 days of the week and I had this sandwich made from white bread with mayonnaise on it. So it's a way for me to keep track of the stuff that is in there that I actually don't want to be in there, and kind of a way to make me think before I eat it and just go into a binge. One of my other goals, which actually goes into this, is to eat 3 meals a day, and this is probably one of my biggest problems. So I work from home, I am a writer, so I get up and I don't have breakfast probably till about 10 o'clock. So when I get hungry, I will have a banana and some coffee, but I don't actually want an oats or something super filling until about 10, 11 o'clock, which is totally fine. And then I have either a horrible habit of getting so into my work that I'm not eating lunch. So by the time it gets to dinner time, I am starving and I end up eating toast predominantly while I am making dinner. And then after dinner, I am snacking on more toast before bed, and it's because I haven't eaten properly through the day. And the other way I tend to do it is if I have my breakfast and my lunch, and then I am into what I'm doing, and if my husband's not in for the evening because he's at work or something, I'm not eating a dinner and I'm not making myself a dinner, and I end up on the toast, I end up on the crackers, which are, you know, I slather with butter. I end up just like eating all this stuff that's not really satiating, so I eat loads of it, and I am just adding hundreds of unnecessary calories. I am putting all this horrible fats into my body that's not very good and makes me feel horrible, and then I'm feeling really crappy from it. So one of my goals for 2024, or for this month, is to eat 3 meals a day. And actually, to kick me off, sorry, this is a bit rambled and back to front as my videos always are. So one of my challenges I decided for January is Dylan and Reeves on Well Your World have a January habits challenge. So it's rather than say, oh, I'm going to do this eat this food and lose this weight in the month, and not having the goals, they want the habits. So they said on their challenge, and I'll link their channel, is to pick 3 habits that you want. So one of mine is to eat 3 meals a day for the month. Obviously, hopefully that habit will form by the end of the month. The other one is to not eat any bread. Like I said, bread is my trigger food. I can literally eat a full loaf of bread in a day, half of that in one sitting, slathered with butter and jams and God knows what else. And yeah, it's just not, and it's white bread as well, so it's really, really not good for me, and it gives me tummy ache, it makes me feel poorly at night time, and I need to stop doing it. So that's another one of my habits I'm going to do predominantly for this Dylan challenge. And another one, which is more of a wellness thing, is going to bed for 9 o'clock every night. So I have to go to sleep at 10, but I have to be in bed at 9 because I like to read, and I sometimes like to watch a bit of Netflix or whatever. And because I work from home, I work very long hours just because I happen to be a workaholic, and so I don't eat right, I don't go to bed at the right time, I'm super tired, and what happens is because I go to bed at 11 o'clock at night, sleep for about midnight, and up about 5-6 o'clock, I'm tired. And then because I'm tired through the day, I then can't be bothered to cook food, and then because I can't bother to cook food, I eat junk food or throw a pizza in the oven or binge on crisps and biscuits and chocolate and all those things that I don't want to eat. So I figured if I have the habit of go to bed at 9 o'clock, lights out for 10 o'clock, I'm getting up 5-6 in the morning, I'm getting 7 to 8 hours sleep, which benefits me through the day. So it's more of a wellness goal. And the other thing I want to do is a treadmill challenge. So years and years ago, talking pre-COVID, I used to enjoy running. I even had a place for the London Marathon, and then COVID happened and I ended up having to run it virtually. And I've never fully run it, I kind of walked it, but that's totally fine. You know, I still achieved that, and then I never ran again. I just stopped because COVID happened, everyone was working really hard, we weren't allowed to go out, we were locked down, all that stuff. And so now I've gained probably a good 14 pounds since then. So when I try and run, it hurts my knees, it hurts my calves, it makes me breathless. This is why I know I'm unfit and why I want to follow this journey. And so I'm like, right, I want to get back to this running, because I used to love just putting my earphones on, going to listen to an audiobook and having a couple of hours on my own running somewhere along the promenade, you know, by the beach and stuff. It was really good. And so now I can't run up the stairs. This is going to be one of my challenges. So I'm calling it the treadmill challenge. So when I first started running, one thing I used to do is every morning I would go downstairs, I would do a 5-minute walk on the treadmill, and then I would put a 15-minute timer on the treadmill, and I had to run as much of that as possible. And then I would have a 5-minute cool down. And I did that every day. And after about a month, I was able to run the full 15 minutes. In fact, it got to the point where I'd run the 15 minutes, and then I started challenging myself that could I run faster in the 15 minutes so that I got further. And eventually I got to the top speed of the treadmill. So I started increasing the time from 15 minutes to 20 minutes to 25. And it got to the point that I could run a 5k on the treadmill in something like 25 minutes, which was really good for me, for someone who wasn't really a runner. And then I joined a couch to 5k, because running inside is a lot different to an outside run. So I joined a couch to 5k group and finished that and achieved that. And then I went on with the goal to run the London Marathon and increased my running every week. So I did go from nothing to being able to do runs. Like I said, it was a run walk, and I want to get back there. Not that I'm too bothered about the marathon. My goal is by the end of the year that I can run a 5k at any pace. So what I'm going to do is my treadmill challenge again. I haven't got the treadmill at home because there's so many people in our house, which is why I'm recording in my car. I'm not in the house at the moment, but I don't have the room for the treadmill in my house anymore. So I have taken up the gym on one of their New Year's offers with the view of going to the gym quite regularly, building that goal up again to be able to run the 15 minutes. And then once I'm at the 15 minutes, try and increase it to the 30 minutes. And then I'm going to start a couch to 5k again. And it's just because, you know, so many people do these couch to 5Ks, and I've tried to do one before. I'm not the fastest runner. I just like the running, and it's not really about the speed. But what I find is when I've joined these couch to 5K groups like last year, and because my level of fitness had gone down so much that by the time I got to like week 3 or week 4, I just dropped away from it because everybody could progress so much faster than I could. And because I'm a little bit overweight and carry more weight than I did when I was doing the London Marathon stuff, it it just was disheartening, and I kind of dropped off because I wasn't keeping up. I couldn't keep to the schedule that the Couch to 5k program has either. I think like the first week you run in a minute off and 2 minutes. So you run a minute and then 2 minutes walk. And I think the second one might be a minute and a half and a minute and a half. And then the third one is like 2 minutes. And by the time I got to the third week, I was struggling. I struggled to hit the 2 minutes. And so by the time I got to the fourth week, and I can't even remember how long the 4-minute fourth week is, I couldn't do it. And it was hard and I was struggling and I would just not go. And for me, I found this when I did the first Couch to 5k, I need 2 or 3 weeks of each week. So I need to do week 1 like 3 weeks in a row, and then week 2 3 weeks in a row, just to build my fitness up, because I'm not someone who does run generally. I enjoy it, but I mean, apart from pre-COVID, I'd not run since I was a child at school, so that's a lot of years not running, and so I'm not a natural runner in that way. And so my goal is to do the treadmill thing and get myself up to 15 minutes. I'm not sure if I'll start the Couch to 5k after the 15 minutes things that I've achieved. I'll see how I feel then. But for now, my goal is just to go to the gym every few days every week, do the 5-minute warm up, set a 15-minute timer, see how, and push myself each time to be able to run as much of that 15 minutes as I can, with the goal that eventually I can run that 15 minutes from start to finish. And the speed of it doesn't matter. I just have to be able to run it, and then a 5-minute cool down. Once I've achieved that, then I'll see what I want to do to progress. But like I say, my goal by the end of this year is to be able to run a 5k at any speed. I just want to be able to run it. So yeah, but that's it. That's my goals for 2024. So just quick recap: weekly videos, Instagram post every day, snitch posts if I need to snitch on myself, no bread, bed by 9 o'clock, 3 meals a day, and my treadmill challenge. And that's what I'm going to do. And I will try and update you with these things throughout every week when I upload my videos. But yeah, so let me know what your goals are for the year and how your 2023 went. Mine was a little bit of a disaster, but it's all right. I am still here and still trying. And I shall see you next time.